So now from the 11th house is a desire house. So desire plus desire, which is Rahu is also desire, 11th house is also desire and gains. So gains from a very powerful desire, like that. Then the 12th house gives sleeping comfort, sleeping happiness and such things. And also it allows you to go to foreign lands and earn money from there in high amounts and come back with lots of money. This is a favorable position in this. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna. And no, sorry, I just forgot. Ketu transits are different. Ketu transits in the first house gives a feeling of detachment, and in the second house, all loss of money everywhere. In the third house, he gives strange relations with brother, but also gives a Raja Yoga. In the fourth house, he gives a very detached mind. In the fifth house, he gives troubles to children. In the sixth house, he gives rogas and diseases of the mind and gives a strange subconscious psychological position of a person. And in the seventh house, he gives detachment to worldly desires. In the eighth house, he gives almost death situations. In the ninth house, he gives spiritualism. In the 10th house, he gives a profession of a psychological person, a psychological scientist or something like that. In the 11th house, he gives total detachment of desire. In the 12th house, he actually gives loss of everything loss he gives. So this is the way Ketu works, and that is the way Rahu works. Rahu and Ketu are like this. They always, in every house, they give a particular result. And generally, if they are sitting with sun, they take results of sun. That means they give power. If they are sitting with moon, they will give results of moon. But they will give bad results to moon, like death will happen. If Rahu and moon sit together, moon is badly affected by this malefic, and that's why death occurs in moon or Rahu Dasha. And then if he's sitting with other planets like Venus, then he will give total desire. Then if he's sitting with Jupiter, he will take good characteristics from Jupiter. So that Guru Chandala Yoga will happen. But then that is not that good, but money, it's good for money and financial status. If he is sitting with Buddha, he will give intellectual cunning. So cunning nature, very cunning nature, because Buddha is first of all a very intelligent planet. Rahu is a bad planet. So intelligence in the bad way is cunning. Then if he is in any house with Saturn, all the Saturnine characteristics get inside him. That is wicked. Wicked plus wicked is very, very bad wickedness. Then comes this. If he's sitting with Mars, then violent nature, sudden violent surges, like some things are happening in America also like that. They just suddenly take a gun and start shooting. So these psychological, subconscious psychological and strange mind diseases are all caused by Rahu with Mars. Anger is sudden surges of anger. Like they can kill people also if they want. For no reason, without any reason, just stab somebody, kill somebody, like that. Then Rahu with other planets like Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are never together. Rahu will always be 7th house from Ketu. They are totally different places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There Ketu will be sitting. If Rahu is here, if Rahu is in Aries, Ketu in Libra. If Rahu in Taurus, Ketu in Scorpio. Ketu in Taurus, Rahu in Scorpio. So Rahu is generally exalted in Taurus, which is a place of desire also, ruled by Venus. Ketu is exalted in Scorpio, the hidden place, detached place. Rahu is debilitated in Scorpio, the detached place. He always wants to be in front of public, and he wants to do shows and such things and make himself famous, get money, such things as Rahu. So he doesn't want to be in a detached place. Whereas Ketu wants to be there. But if Ketu is in Taurus, desire, he gets debilitated. He doesn't like desire at all. He wants to be detached. So this is the exaltation and dedication. Some sages are given a Mulak Trikona and a house to Rahu and Ketu, but Parashara Muni actually denies this, saying that Rahu and Ketu must not be given a house. Sun and Moon only one house. So this is the way it works. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
But you said that because if Rahu is in some particular house, people become violent and they start taking a gun and shooting.
Yeah.
I just have a small question, and that is, it could also be because of taking too many psychedelic medicines, right?
That's why people go to psychedelic medicine, because of this combination. It's all fate. Fate will change it sometimes. It's because of that they will take psychological drugs. And because of psychological drugs, in the Rahu Dasha, they will become violent. They'll take psychological drugs in Rahu Dasha and become violent in Mars Dasha. They'll be taking it in Rahu Dasha, then suddenly become violent in Mars Dasha. So that is the answer to the question. It always happens because of some or the other planet. If they are taking the psychological drugs also, every single aspect of life is controlled by astrology.
So is there a way to come out of this?
Of course, yeah, there are many remedial measures. Like I told you in the previous videos, I've explained the gems and things to wear. So not always a person must wear a ring in the ring finger. Sometimes in the front finger, in the middle finger sometimes, and in other fingers also sometimes. So this all, and the very good book to study for remedial measures is Lal Kitab. If you study that, it has what to donate and what to do, which homa to do, what to do when you have any problem with anything. So in case you have a problem with the sun, like sun is causing you dangerous problems, like for example a politician. Sun is in Aquarius. He has come to a high level when sun was in another house. He becomes a great politician. Now sun has come to Aquarius. He falls from his thing and loses power completely. What he must do is donate a red cow, a red color cow. That means not fully red. They are brownish red, maroon color cows. If you have any of these, just donate it to people, and that will go. Otherwise, give ragi or lots of ragi to people. The problem will go away. So similarly, there are millets and rice and such things controlled by each one of the planets. So if you do all of these, or homas are also there, and if you do all of these, then of course it will all go away. And Mrityunjaya Japa is a japa of Shiva. It's a very good japa. If anything is having a danger on life, then if you chant this japa, Mrityunjaya Japa, it just goes away. And if you're having problems with Mercury, just pray to Lord Vishnu. Vishnu Sahasranama will destroy all problems if you're having mental Mercury problems.
So, in other words, it all comes down to prayer again.
Yeah, prayer. Yes.
So, Jyotisha is deeply connected with spirituality.
Yeah, deeply connected with spirituality, completely.
So, you mean to say a non-spiritual person always gets into trouble, somehow or the other?
Somehow or the other, he will get into trouble because of his planetary position to make him a non-spiritual person. Some people have planetary positions to make them a very non-spiritual people, but sometimes they are non-spiritual people, but they show themselves as spiritual people. There are some people like Jimmy Swaggart and all of them. They show themselves as spiritual people, but they are really not spiritual.
What do they get out of it? Pretending.
Yeah, pretending. Like,
but what do they
there
get?
Are many people pretending.
What do they get out of it?
They get fun, fame, like that. Yeah, of course, if you pretend to be spiritual, if people think you are spiritual, if you are a spiritual leader, if people think you are a spiritual leader, of course you will get fame in some or the other way.
But then, how to make out if a person is really pretending or is true?
That is
truly spiritual.
Shastra. There are two ways of astrology. One, if a person has time of birth, you can make a chart for him. Other way is Prashna. When astrology reaches heights, this is the most interesting part of astrology, in which they ask questions, in which your details will come out and they can make a chart just out of questions. In that question, you can find out whether a person is honest or not, if he's talking the truth or not, what has gone around his life or not, or had this happened or not. Everything can be found out, and the planetary positions also can be placed in the Ashtaka Varga charts, and so many different ways of astrology are there. So in these ways, astrology, there is nothing that astrology cannot cover at all. It's a super science. You can find out everything in astrology.
And how about kids? Is it for kids too?
Astrology is, of course, for kids who can understand it well.
Do you think children can understand it?
Yes, of course, they can understand it. If they have interest in it. Interest is the most important thing.
So how is it that we can develop interest of astrology in children? How could we do that?
Actually, there should be people to encourage them, and there should be stories, more stories, and people should start saying stories of our Vedic culture. When a person is in Vedic culture, astrology almost comes inside a person's life, because prediction and proving and such things are a main part of Vedic culture. So they say that there are some things like do not step in with your left leg inside when you are entering an astrologer's room to ask for any prediction. Do not step in with your left leg. The astrologer will not tell anything. He will not tell you step in with your right leg or left leg. It's a part of prediction. So all of these things, if they are taught to the children, then they will get the knowledge and they'll feel more interested. It's a very interesting subject.
So do you recommend it for children?
Yeah, of course. Jai Shri Krishna.